Welcome to S.O.W. Stream of Wisdom. We're here in Houston. I want to send a shout out to all the brothers and sisters across the four corners of the earth that love the Most High, that are keeping the law, statutes, and commandments in sincerity of heart. Shout out to San Antonio. Shout out to VA. Shout out to Virginia. Shout out to Albuquerque. You know, we love all the brothers and the sisters that's out here teaching the word, and you know, like I said, following the Most High in sincerity and truth. We do have a upcoming feast day, Purim. Get your Purim up. You know, Purim is kind of, it's almost like, for lack of better words, our Christmas. You know, well, we give gifts to each other. That's how we celebrate it. So that's coming up soon. We're going to be doing that on the 2nd and 3rd of March.
Yeah.
March 2nd and March 3rd. So we will be celebrating that. We're not ducking out or going anywhere. Those of you who are here in Houston and you are participating, can't wait to see you. Can't wait to see you. And, you know, just shoot me a text if you got me. You know, let me know that you got me. And,
why are you doing that? What if somebody makes a mistake and does it?
Oh, actually texted me? Oh, no, it wouldn't be a mistake.
Surprise.
It'd still be a surprise for everyone else. Yeah, so we're going to celebrate that real soon. If you want to send any alms, offerings, anything for the school, there are still some things we need for school. There's some things that we need to paint. We need more Bibles, apocryphers. Look in the link in the description, and it'll show you where you can Cash App or Zelle or mail any items to the school. So we do need some things. If brothers and sisters can help out, that would be greatly appreciated. And look, even if you're not in Houston, you can still mail us some supplies. It's all good. You don't have to be here in Houston. You can be in another state. You can be watching from another country. You can send us something if you want to help out the ministry. You know, sometimes we got new brothers and sisters that come through, and we loan them a Bible, but then we end up just giving it to them because they walk out with it. So we do need extra supplies for people that come through. So check us out. Look in the description. It has all of our announcements in there, and Cash App, Zelles, so on and so forth. We got a class today. Going to be the follow-up to the follow-up.
Part 7 of 9. This is part 3 of 9.
Part 3 of 9.
No, this is going to be part 3. This is part 3. This is going to be the final, the final chamber. It's the final chamber. So we've been going over what? Well, we've been going over the last couple of Wednesday classes. For those that remember. What have we been touching on the last Wednesday classes? Huh?
Marriage?
Wait, what?
Wait.
You said what? You didn't sound too sure, so I was
Oh, no. Because my date's wrong.
Right.
My bad.
So what were we going over? The last couple of classes?
Oh, wait. The GPS of your soul?
Yeah, the GPS of your soul.
Right.
And I believe that last week we went over the marriage one last week.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's the marriage one last week?
Right. What else? We definitely touched on marriage, but what's the overall? What's the classes about overall?
Why the heart drift?
Why your heart drift in marriage?
Well, remember, there's two classes total. This is gonna be the third one. So overall, okay, what are the classes based on? What scripture? Read. What? I don't know. Somebody. I'm just trying to see if everybody. You know what I'm saying? Not me. Not me. You know what I'm saying?
Matthew chapter 6, verse 20. But lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven.
Read 19.
Verse 19. Lay not up for yourselves treasures upon earth,
Right.
where moth and rust doeth corrupt,
Go ahead.
and where thieves break through and steal.
Right. So we've been dealing with. Go ahead. Read on.
But lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven,
Mm-hmm.
where neither moth nor rust doeth corrupt,
Go ahead.
and where thieves do not break through nor steal.
Go ahead.
For where your treasure is,
Where your what?
Go
ahead.
there will your heart be also.
Right. So we've been dealing with where a person's treasure is, that's where his heart will be. And so in the first class, we touched on a few concepts of what causes one to drift, right? Overall, what causes, how, when a person's treasure is invested in a place, that's what we talked about in the first class, that where you invest is going to be. So if you invest in your family, if you invest in your marriage, and we spoke more generally. And then on the last week's class, we went into more detail on the marriage, right? Why our hearts drift in marriage, right? And so we went into some points about why a woman drifts away in her marriage from her husband, why a man drifts away in their marriage from the wife. Now, I'm gonna ask y'all, just on last week's class, did anybody have any takeaways? Any takeaways from last week's class, or any point that stood out to them? Anybody online from last week's class? Anything that stood out? Any points? Any takeaways that stood out in your opinion? I'll give y'all a chance. Yeah, anything that stood out? If not, it's all good. Okay, well, it's all good. We can just keep it moving. So you guys see the title of this class. What? Oh, you have something to say? Slot here. I'm sorry, go ahead.
What stood out to me was the rust and the gold. Because
Okay.
people, we do tend to do that, and I kind of reflected back on that. Because I thought it meant something else, and then when it was brought out, it was like, oh yeah.
And what did the storing up of rust and gold represent? What did the rust represent?
Oh, the rust was like how we bring up all the wrong stuff the person has done, and then the gold was the thing, is what they do correctly or virtue.
Right. So, in part of the class, we showed how we take this account and we store up the wrong things against a person, and then it builds a narrative around them. So that's a standout that stood out to the sister. That was a good point, if I might say.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Y'all see the title of the class again: the GPS of your soul, the anatomy of spiritual drift. So now we're going to go in. Now we're going to go in and we're going to talk about how we drift away from the Most High, and then we're going to conclude the whole series. So, first thing, somebody give me Hebrews chapter 2 and verse 1. And so we're going to go about this class because it's talking about drifting. We're going to deal with this class metaphorically like a ship on the sea, right? A ship that's on the sea. And so you're going to hear a lot of references to a vessel drifting, right? So metaphorically, we're like a vessel, man. The Most High said we're vessels to honor or dishonor. right? So you can write down the anatomy of spiritual drift, right? And then you can write down the silent current. Because what do ships sit on? What causes a ship to drift? Isn't it a current? Right. So the silent current. Go ahead. I said go ahead. I'm on reading, fam. Right. So the core metaphor is an unanchored vessel. So we're talking about spiritual drift. So why does the spirit drift? Well, it's because it's unanchored. It's not attached to anything, right? Or I should say it's not attached to anything worth being attached to. It's attached to something, but it's not something of value. It's not like what it tells us in Matthew to store up treasures in heaven. It's more attached to things that fluctuate and go up and down. So go to Hebrews chapter 2 and verse 1.
The book of Hebrews chapter 2 and verse 1.
Right?
Therefore, we ought to give the more earnest heed.
We ought to do what?
Give the more earnest heed.
Go ahead.
To the things which we have heard.
Right. Go ahead.
Which at any slide.
Read it from the top.
Therefore, Hebrews chapter 2 and verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore, we ought to give the more earnest heed to the things we have heard.
Right.
Lest at any time we should let them slip.
Right. So the scriptures is letting us know that we need to give an earnest heed to the things that we have heard, or we can be found slipping. Right. We can be found slipping. When you go into that word, where's it at? To cause to slip. In the Greek, that Hebrew word, right? To let slip. It's parero. It sounds like Spanish. It's weird. The word sounds like Spanish. It's parero. Parero. You gotta roll the tongue. Parero. Right? It's G3901. Let slip or let them slip. It means to drift away or slip away or to flow past. To let slip, to drift. Figuratively, to carelessly pass. So, one way that we spiritually drift away from the Most High is that we allow different lessons. We allow different concepts. We allow different experiences. We allow the Bible to slip right by us. We allow things to slip right by us, and we're not able to grasp a hold because why? The spirit is not anchored. Right? It says, you want to read that in the red for me?
Got you.
Where it says, figuratively, it says to drift away from.
To drift away,
Yeah.
to drift away from only occurs in Hebrews 2 and 1,
Mm-hmm.
where it refers to going spiritually adrift.
It refers to what?
Going spiritually adrift.
Right. So how can something go adrift that's anchored?
Can't.
You can't. So the scriptures are letting us know right off the top. Like I ain't doing no intro, no build up in this one. We going right in. Cause we got some other stuff to read. Somebody grab their Josephus too. Right? But the Bible is letting us know we can't let things drift past us. The scriptures say, miss not the discourse of the wise. And let not, give me that Ecclesiastes 6 real quick. Let's add it. Let's add it in real quick. So we're talking about why our spirits drift from the Most High. Well, because you allow the word to drift from you or drift by you. You allow experiences.
You want 35?
Yeah, yep.
6 and 5.
6 and 35, read it.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 6 and verse 35.
Go ahead.
Be willing to heat every godly discourse.
So be willing to hear every godly discourse. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. Salat. Ecclesiastes chapter 6 and verse 35 from the top.
Mhm.
Be willing to hear every godly discourse.
Go ahead.
And let not the parables of understanding escape thee.
Let not the parables of us understanding escape or drift by you. Right? We got to be willing to, like it says, we have to be willing to hear. And then to hold on to the things that are being taught through the scriptures. We got to be willing to hold on to the word of the Most High. It says, man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeded out of the mouth of the Father. So you gotta hold on to this word like it's your life, like it's your last meal. But too many times we're caught up in actual bread and fish, and we're caught up in what we're gonna eat and what we're gonna drink. Right, going right back to the first class. We get caught up in the carnal things, the carnal bread, and we allow the word to drift by us. Go back to that Hebrews. Read it again.
Hebrews chapter 2 and verse 1. Therefore, we ought to give the more earnest heed to the things which we have heard.
He said we got to give more earnest heed to the things that we have heard. Go ahead, because I get it. When we go through classes and we do classes, and it's like, man, we heard this before.
Yeah.
Man, we already went to the scripture. Like, I'm gonna go to a few scriptures that you guys already heard before, right? I just call them classics. But think about when you hear that classic song, you don't be like, oh man, we heard that already. Turn it off. Nah, you let that ride. You feel good and you grooving it. You have to allow yourself to adopt this word and feel good in it. Go ahead.
Lest at any time we should let them slip.
At any time they can slip. When does something slip out of one's hand? When what? How does something slip out of your hand? Is that slipping out my hand?
No, when you don't have a tight grip.
Right, when you don't have a firm grip.
Yeah.
When you don't have a firm grip on the word and what it says, it'll slip out of your hand. When you don't have a firm grip, a firm understanding, right? The parables of understanding will escape you. So you have to firm up your grip on what the scriptures say to be able to drop that anchor. You got to firm up your understanding on, what you're accountable for as a man, what you're accountable for as a woman, what you're accountable for as a wife, a husband, or both. A woman that's a wife or a man that's a husband. You gotta shore up your grip. You gotta choke up on that bat so you can get a good swing at life, right? So you can be successful. Read where you at.
Okay.
Yeah.
The principle. Drifting does not require effort.
See, it doesn't require effort to drift. Drifting is autopilot. You just gotta stop working. You stop when a boat starts to drift. That means you're not rowing, right? You row a boat to get it to go where?
To go forward. You got to roll it to make it move.
Well, you can row it to go backwards, but the point is you row it to the destination that you want it to go to. Right. And so that means that you'd have to spot out your destination, pinpoint, and row in that direction. But drifting don't take effort. It's actually a lack of effort. Go ahead.
To go to hell, you don't have to paddle. You just have to stop rowing.
That's the point. You just gotta stop. To get to hell is easy as hell.
Easy as hell.
To get to hell is easy as hell. Why? Because you ain't gotta do much, but you just gotta stop putting in the work. You gotta stop listening. You gotta let things just slide. What is it? Dun, 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 dun. She keeps on passing me by. She keeps on, right? You just gotta let life pass you by.
Yeah. I'm sorry you was by yourself on that.
Yeah, because I remember how it went. But things just, you know those people, those easy like Sunday morning people. Those sitting at the dock of the bay people, sitting at the dock of the bay, watching the tide roll away. They just sit around and they don't do anything.
Lazy river.
Lazy, yeah, they're the lazy river people. They just sit there and they just try to float through life, right? They try to float through life, and they're not attached or anchored to anything, so they get to float to anything that they run into. Y'all know those people. They always get into some mess, and you're like, you got into that? They're like, man, I don't know, man. I was just walking. I was just over here, and I ended up over here. But how you get all the way across town with no whip? How you get over there with no? Who you know over there? I don't know nobody, man. I was just moving and grooving. Well, yeah, a lot of the times those people, because they have no anchor, nothing to hold them in place. The anchor equals accountability and structure. Nothing to hold them in place, so they always moving wherever the tide takes them, like a boat with no captain.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
Or even like a boat without the anchor.
Uh-huh.
When they come to dock, if they're not anchored, that tide just keeps moving them back, and they slowly take them back out to sea.
Mm-hmm.
Or it'll take them into some rocks and destroy the boat.
Mm-hmm.
Reading on. The current of the world is always flowing away from God. If you do nothing, you are already moving backwards.
Mm-hmm. Where we at?
Next point.
Read that Hebrews one more time.
Hebrews chapter 2 and verse 1.
Right?
Therefore, we ought to give the more earnest heed.
So our job is to give an earnest heed to what we're called to do, man. The duties that we're called to do. The vocation. Go ahead.
To the things which we have heard.
It's like brothers, right? Like the equivalent is brothers that, they took their little soldier's test, and now you just drifting. You took the test, and now you look up, and what, 5 years, 10 years done went by after you took the test, and you're like, well, I didn't make nothing of it. Well, why? Why? Because you stopped rowing. You stopped paddling. You rowed to get to the test, and you did it. As soon as you passed, you're like, okay, I made it.
Foot off the pedal.
You took your foot off the pedal. You took your hand off the paddle. And now you just drifted through life. And whatever you ran into is what you ran into. If you ran into a good time, oh well. You ran into a bad time, oh well. We got to give an earnest heed. It got to be earnest. Go ahead.
Lest at any time we should let them slip.
Right. So that you could the unanchored vessel is like the first point. This is the next point. I'm gonna slide through this. I got a lot to go over. So these are the causes of why we detach from the Most High. So cause 1, no anchor. Cause 2, the gradual neglect, the law of entropy. He's gonna put it, yeah, gradual neglect, the law of entropy. So entropy is this. Entropy is I have a garden, and because I don't maintain it, what happens?
Slowly die.
That, it'll slowly die, and then what? After everything dies off that I want, what comes up after that? The weeds. So it's like the law of chaos, right? It's the expected chaos in a situation if things aren't maintained. So gradual neglect, right? It says we rarely jump ship, we slowly cease maintenance until the ship sinks. So what is it showing? That we'll sit inside of a decaying boat and not jump to the next new thing or jump to a new boat. We'll just sit in that decaying boat until we sink with it. Why? Because lack of maintenance, right? Lack of maintenance. Stay in Hebrews. Stay in Hebrews, right? And you're gonna read Hebrews chapter 2, Read verse 3.
Hebrews chapter 2 and verse 3.
Uh-huh.
How shall we escape if we neglect so great salvation?
How should we escape if what?
If we neglect.
If we what?
Neglect.
If we what?
Neglect.
So neglect. Neglect is a huge part of why we start to separate and drift spiritually from the Most High, spiritually from our duties. It's neglect, straight up. So you got no anchor, and then you neglect the vessel. You neglect yourself. You neglect the work. You neglect your duties. You neglect the word. Just think about it.
I'll give you a definition on neglect.
You can't. Just think about it. It's like a thing that folds over into each other. I hear the word. It nourishes my spirit. It pushes me. I maintain my situation, but then I got to keep hearing the word to keep getting that refreshing. But as soon as I neglect the word, as soon as I allow things to pass by me, oh, that don't apply to me today because I ain't going through that right now, or that don't apply to me at all because I don't want it to. As soon as we do that, you put yourself in a position where you're gonna miss out on the maintenance. Your eyesight is not gonna be as keen onto what needs to be maintained. What you got for neglect?
All right, so neglect. It says fail to look after, fail to care for, fail to provide for, leave alone, abandon, forsake, pay little or no attention to.
Right. So if we neglect so great salvation, how can you pay attention to something that you let slip through your fingers?
Let slide. Not attend to.
See that? Not attentive to the word, not attentive to the will of the Lord.
Disregard.
The scriptures say give attendance to reading. In what is that, 2 Timothy 12? It says give attendance to reading. Neglect not the gifts that are in you. Right? But as soon as, can we get the thing down just a little bit? As soon as we start to neglect, we start to suffer. We start to drift. Our minds start to separate from the mind of the Most High. Right? You done?
No, disregard, ignore, pay no attention to, take no notice of, pay no heed to, discount, set aside.
Right, so if communication is one of those things that you just neglect, right? Well, I don't really see the value in communicating often and early and often, right? If you're neglectful in communication, well, what happens? You'll start to drift away from the body, the brothers, right? If you're neglectful in, just letting brothers know what's going on with you, just on a weekly, daily basis, how you been, what you got going on, you'll start to drift away from the body. So your neglect starts to separate you from the brethren, from the sisters, right? Your own neglect. It's not that you're being neglected. That's what people say. Oh, y'all neglect me. Y'all never hit me up. Well, remember, did you hold earnestly to what words give you the salvation? Are you holding earnestly to the things that are supposed to bring you peace, love, joy, the fruits of the Spirit? Are you holding earnestly to communication, to those communication scriptures, those counseling scriptures, those faith scriptures, whatever issue you deal with? Are you holding earnestly to those and not neglecting them, not being jaded? Oh, I've been rocking the same scripture as motivation for the last 10 years. I'm jaded now. Well, you got to re-up. You got to armor up.
Would that mean that the anchor got light?
The anchor rusted away.
Rusted away.
Yeah, you got to have more than one Bible verse to anchor you. You got to have more than one concept in your head to anchor you. You got to use the whole book as a weight. And this is supposed to weigh you down. Not in a negative way. It's supposed to lighten you up, but it's also supposed to weigh you down. It's supposed to make you serious. right? It's supposed to get you serious about life. But you can't neglect it, and you can't let the things just pass you by. Right? It says, this verse does not say if we reject salvation, but if we neglect it. So there's a difference. It's a difference between neglecting something and outright rejecting. When you neglect something, that means you have it. You're just not taking full care of it. Right? It says neglect is passive. And that's what we're dealing with. When something is drifting and drifting and drifting, it's passive. It's passive. It's just a thing that's happening slowly through time. You know, if a ship is on the water and it sets a course to go north, and that course is 4,000 miles on the sea, but they slightly drift northeast, they're not going to end up north by the time they got to get to their place. They're going to end up east, because you're going to drift and drift and drift and drift and drift ever so slightly, and you'll be so far off course you won't know, because it's passive, it's slow, right? It's not an apparent thing, but that's why it's so important, because a lot of the times we don't catch the drift. Catch my drift? Here all week. But a lot of times we don't catch the drift because it's subtle. It's not right in your face. And then when somebody comes like, hey man, you've been drifting, you're like, huh? No man, I'm in there. What you mean drifting? And they're like, no, because 3 months ago you was on this, but now you on this. So you didn't see your 3 months because you're inside the boat. You're along for the ride, but somebody can look afar off and say, wait a minute, you off course. You supposed to be coming this way and you're headed that way. What you doing? So it's passive. And that's why we always got to be reminded of when we drift. Just like in the relationship, right? Because what allows it to happen is that comfort. You get into your routine, right? You go home and whatever routine it is, if it's a routine that doesn't promote like a maintenance, or if it's a routine that doesn't promote like a growth, then after a while, what's going to happen? You're going to look up and someone's going to be unhappy with the situation. And then it's going to be, how did we get here? And then if you backpedal, you'll see, oh, well, it started here and it ended up way left. It's the same thing with the Most High. He does what? He put you in check. He checked that ass and you like, Dad, how did I get here? And then you look back and you're like, oh snap, well it started here. And I just drifted and drifted and drifted into this over here. And so the checks and balances is to keep us honest and to put us back on course. But you got to know that you're drifting. You have to be real with oneself to see that you're passively moving away. Right, it's the garden that's not watered, the marriage that is not nurtured, the Bible that is not read. And why is this important? Because you might start out, you might have to be on the routine, you get in the book every day, and then something breaks that routine.
Yeah.
And then what happens? Now you're on a different path, right? Something abruptly destroys that routine, and now, when I get home, I'm not in the book today because the routine was broke, and then I start another routine. Doesn't that put you on a different path? Yeah. So it's all about not forgetting to, not neglecting the thing that you have. That garden, remember we talked about that with the wife? She's like that possession, that garden that's not watered. Why does she drift? Because the husband got lazy, didn't maintain. So all this whole class, all of it goes back, right? It's all about the Most High at the end of the day. But each concept that we talk about, we can apply it in different areas of our life. That's why some of this might sound familiar, but I definitely got different scriptures and different concepts to touch on, right? So we got to get in Hebrews.
Hebrews chapter 2 and verse 3.
Right?
How shall we escape if we neglect so great salvation.
Right, and sometimes that's what it is. We read the Bible. We got Genesis 1. We know Christ is black. We know that Paul looked like an Egyptian that spoke Greek. Like, the apostles was called Niger, and you good. That's all you got. Your husband's yelling at you, sis, get in order. And that's all you got. That's all you got. And then what happens once that runs out, you start to drift back to the other thing. So you have to develop an anchor. You have to develop more than one anchor. Don't a ship have an anchor? Don't they have those huge chains and ropes that they tie it to the dock also? So there's more than one thing holding that ship from drifting out to sea. So you got to have more than one thing in your head. It can't just be for your husband, sis. You can't just be here for the brothers, bro. You can't be here for daddy. You can't be here for mommy. It's good that you are here for daddy and mommy. It's good that you're here with your wife. It's good that you're here with your husband. It's good that y'all are here together, ready to fight. But what's the other anchor? Because what happens when their anchor breaks down? What happens when they decide it's time for me to detach and go out to sea? What you gonna do? Drift off with them? Because they were your one anchor? No, you'd have to be anchored in place to re-anchor them, hopefully. That's what the Bible said. Yeah, you would hope that you could anchor them back into the faith. But if they're your anchor in this, that's your sole anchor, ooh. Well, I got that favorite brother that's over there. That's why I pull up.
Yeah.
Anything can happen to that favorite brother, or that's my favorite sister. The sisterhood. That's all beautiful. That's all beautiful, but you have to have your own faith anchored in this thing. You got to have your own belief. Meaning, I didn't watch the class, but San Antonio, they did a class on having your own personal relationship with the Most High. And I know they weren't doing the Christian thing like Jesus, my Lord and Savior, my personal Lord. They weren't doing that. I know where they were getting into, showing that you got to have your own faith.
Yeah.
You got to develop your own belief system. You got to develop your own fruits of the Spirit. You got to let those things flourish in you. Because when somebody decides that they want to go off and they're the thing holding you down, listen, it gets spooky in them streets. It gets spooky. And how many times have we seen it?
Lots of times.
Yeah. One person run off and somebody, you just hear footsteps right behind them.
That's crazy. I felt that spirit. I felt that spirit before because when I was new, there's always somebody that you gravitate to a little bit more than other brothers.
Mm-hmm.
When that brother left, I was like, oh no, I'm out here by myself now.
Dang.
But I felt like I was stranded on death row.
Wow. That's crazy. Damn, bro. So I was just trash, huh?
No, you're angry. You was an angry black man to me. Dude would not smile. It's hard to have a civilized conversation without him screwing his face, looking all mean.
Most civilized cat you ever met. I'm civilized and distinguished.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm an aristocrat.
I always look angry.
Right.
But yeah, I felt that. And then even I felt that with family. I felt that with brothers that I came across in class. And that's always a thought. Even on the job, I felt that on the job. Like it was a decent job, I was making decent money. And then the people that I was cool with would quit. I'm like, man, am I the only idiot that's staying here? Like, dang, but it's a decent job. But it kind of, you feel that little tug like, okay, everybody's leaving, maybe I should go too. But you also, like we're going over, what's keeping you anchored? What's going to keep you there? Like on the job, for example, what kept me there is, bro, I need to pay my bills. I'm an adult. I got real adult bills.
Mhm.
I got groceries, I got gas, I got insurance, I got rent, you know, I got all these bills I gotta take care of. So I'm not just gonna leave because someone else is leaving. Or I wasn't gonna leave just because it was hard, or I felt like it was difficult. I'm not jumping anything in class.
No, you're not.
Okay, because that's another thing. People they'll jump ship just because it's difficult, just because they're uncomfortable, and that means your anchor is light, or you using a feather for your anchor. As long as things is good, you're around, or as long as that brother's around, you're around. As long as your husband's around, you're around. We all gotta walk this road by ourselves. We do it together, but we gotta do it by ourselves. You know, what Job said. He said, naked I came into this world and naked I leave. Right? So you came into this world by yourself. You're gonna leave by yourself. When you go before the judgment seat of the Most High, you're not gonna be judged in a row as a group.
Yeah, it's a 2-for-1 situation.
No, it's just you.
This is my +1 in judgment.
You can't say because of him, I didn't do this, or because of them, I did that. No, it's all on you.
Oh, we can't do what Adam said?
No, it won't work. He tried it.
He tried it already. We see it. He tried it already and it didn't work. Go to the Josephus real quick. I just want to get just a little talking point in the Josephus. We're gonna go to the Josephus. We don't go here a lot, so I just wanted to mix it up a little bit. You're gonna go to Antiquities of the Jews, book 20, chapter 8, section 4. It should say in the first year of the reign of Nero. And we're gonna be diving in here a little bit more just on some Roman history. But the reason why I'm going here because I wanted to show the estate of Jerusalem. And this is the buildup to 70 AD, the destruction, right? But there was a lot going on. Like, people don't realize there was so much going on inside of Jerusalem before 70 AD. There was levels of neglect on all levels. And the government, the people, right? You had your different sects of beliefs, right? You had your Sanhedrin, you had your Pharisees, you had your Sadducees, you had your Zealots, Sakari, like you had all these different groups, right? And so I want to go here because I just want to show what it was saying about the state of the people upon this impending destruction that was going to come down in 70 AD. And this is the cold part. I know we'd be reading like, oh, and the Romans destroyed Israel, and they did do that, but guess what? We helped them. We actually helped them, right? We weren't any better or worse to ourselves than they were. We actually let them in. So Israel's a trip, boy. Yeah, Israel's a trip. Where you at? It should say for the first year of the reign of Nero. Do you see that? So this is 54 AD. Go ahead, read it.
Josephus, book 20, chapter 8, section 4.
Right.
For in the first year of the reign of Nero, upon the death of Azizus, king of Amasa, S.O.W, his brother, succeeded in his kingdom.
Okay, stop. So I just wanted that part because I wanted to substantiate the time. This is 54 AD. Jump down to section 5.
Section 5. Now, as for the affairs of the Jews, they grew worse and worse continually.
Why did our affairs grow worse and worse? Because we neglected the duty, we neglected the faith, we neglected the sanctuary, we neglected everything in totality. Go ahead.
For the country was again filled with robbers.
It was what? The country was filled with what?
Robbers.
How is the holy city, right, destroyed? How is the gold turned dim? How is the precious stones poured out? It tells us that in Lamentations, right? It says the holy city was cast from heaven to hell, or from heaven to the earth. Right? That's in Lamentations, right? Because we were once on top, and then what? We get cast down. Well, It's because we allow robbers and stealers and murderers and killers and the underbelly of society to overrun the city slowly. Go ahead.
And impostors who deluded the multitude.
They did what?
Deluded the multitude.
Right. Now you're going to go down to section 8. So section 8 takes place in around 59 to 60 CE or AD, Common Era. So we see 54, we got Nero, he's in power, right? Emperor Pharaoh, Emperor Nero. By the next point, the city is starting to be overran with robbers and stealers and all these different things. Let's read section 8. Go ahead.
Section 8. About this time, King Agrippa gave a high priesthood to Ishmael.
If you don't know who King Agrippa is, he's Idumean, right? Comes from the Herodian line. He says he gave the priesthood to who?
Ishmael.
Go ahead.
Who was the son of Fabi.
Go ahead.
And now rose a sedition.
So when you go into the history of this man Ishmael, he wasn't an Israelite. He wasn't a Jew. He comes from an Egyptian family. So think about it. This is the high priesthood. Think about it. Just think about how far we had fell off to where a white boy is given the priesthood to an Egyptian man to run Israelites and tell them what to do. That's how far we have fallen off to where the high priest, that line came through Kohan, right? Or Kohath, the Kohathites. It was a strict family line to where now you have this Idumean tetrarch, Agrippa, who's able to just hand out our priesthood that the Most High created for his people to a man that migrated from Egypt. Now there was two men named Ishmael, right? There was two men that were high priests. One was a high priest earlier in time, about 14 CE to about 60. It's not the same person. That man came from the line of Israelites. This man migrated from Egypt and his family. So I wanted to go there to show the neglect started where? Till we got to this point. Where did the neglect start? With Israel and the priests and the priesthood. Where did it start? It literally started in the damn wilderness. if you want to be truthful. But I'll be fair and say, you know what? It started when we got into the book of Joshua. As soon as we hit the promised land, we see the priests, they do what? Instead of doing their duties, what are they doing? Y'all don't remember? The priests, when we get into the book of Joshua, the priests, instead of doing the priesthood, what do they end up having to do? What do they start doing? I mean, it's easy. It said they started farming. They had to take care of land to eat. Remember, the people were the other tribes were supposed to provide for the priests by way of tithes and things like that. But what happened? The people stopped doing their duty towards the priests, and it caused the priests to lack, and vice versa. So now the priests have to fend for themselves, and they stop doing the priesthood. Then here comes the captivity. Then we get back right. Then here comes the captivity. Then we get back right. We get comfortable. Then here comes the captivity. It's like every time we got back with the Most High, what did we do? We drifted off. 40 years with Solomon, and what happened? We ended up drifting off back into negative. So this is not just a one-person thing is the point. I'm going into this history because I'm trying to show you that this is what the nation is the mentality that our nation is attached to. Go back into the Josephus. I want you to finish. You're going to read that whole section because it's going to tell us something here about what the priests had to go through. Go ahead.
And now arose a sedition between the high priest and the principal man of the multitude of Jerusalem.
Right, because they're fighting over who should actually be the high priest. They didn't like the fact that this man got it. And he actually gets beheaded later on down the line. A few years later, he gets killed. He gets wiped out. But there's a sedition. They're like, wait a minute, you give it to this dude, but he ain't supposed to have it. So now it causes infighting inside the nation. Go ahead.
Each of whom got them a company of the boldest sort of men.
Right, so every man that wanted this priesthood or some power, they went out and got the boldest men they could find, like bodyguards. Go ahead.
And of those that loved innovations about them and became leaders to them.
Go ahead.
And when they struggled together, they did it by casting reproachful words against one another.
Right, so they reproached one another, these leaders. Go ahead.
And by throwing stones also.
And they also threw stones. It got physical. Go ahead.
And there was nobody to reprove them.
Go ahead.
But these disorders were done after a
licentious,
meaning
meaning lawless. There's no law. Go ahead.
Manner in the city, as if it had no government.
As if it had what?
No government.
Right. The people were moving around as if there was no government. Remember, we had Pharisees, we had priests, we had the Sanhedrin, we had all these different things in place for the government, but it was ungovernable. Why? Because we fell so far from the law and from what the Most High wanted. We just said F it. Go ahead.
Over it. And such was the impudence and boldness that had seized on the high priest.
So this was on the high priest. These are supposed to be the top dogs. Read.
That they had the hardness to send their servants into the threshing floors to take away those tithes that were due to the priest.
See that? So the high priests were so bold and they were just so off. They would send their servants to the threshing floor to collect all the corn and wheat. And they left the lesser priests hungry. Same thing that we did back in Joshua is the same thing these cats was on before 70 AD. This is why the Most High went in there and destroyed it. This is why he went in there and took it out, because, bro, the people were nasty towards each other, right? Remember, the Romans just occupied and turned it into a territory and was collecting taxes. Nobody told these cats to start daggering people up. Nobody told cats to start rebelling and fighting these zealots. Even when you read about the zealots, they started out good and ended up being the ones murdering the people.
Yeah.
In the temple. And not even caring about it. Because they drifted away from what the Most High had instituted for them. Go ahead.
And so much that it so fell out that the poorest sort of the priests died for want.
See that? You get to the point where you'll drift so far away, you'll kill your own brother. You'll drift so far away from the Most High that you'll watch your own brother starve. Go ahead.
To this decree did the violence of the seditious prevail over all right and justice.
See that? And that's what happens, where violent seditions and negative will prevail because we drift away from righteousness. We drift away from justice and equity. The negative will prevail over those things. And that's what we saw here with the city. So that's the Josephus, right? Remember Josephus? He was an Israelite historian from the 1st century. He was there first hand on a lot of these accounts. So that's why we use it. Some things in there on point, some things in there you kind of gotta know what to take and know what to leave. So I got a question, and this is like a rhetorical that you could answer in your own self, right? What is one spiritual discipline, i.e. prayer, reading, alms, counsel, communication, that you have not rejected, but have simply stopped doing because you got busy? So I want y'all to think about it. What's something that you stopped doing, that you neglect because you got busy? Right? Whether it be reading, alms, this, that. What's something that you drifted away from that you know you got to get back to? You got to reattach yourself. Right? And while y'all think on that, we're gonna go to cause number. Is it cause 2 or this is
Three.
This is cause 3, right? Wrote it down wrong. I want to do something real quick. Let's see. You know, you don't really have to. You don't have to answer that. I'm gonna do this. Put it inside the chat. Let's see. Right. So cause number 3 for the drift. The innovations of compromise, or just, you could put it, compromisation. You compromised, right? And I'll explain. So the scriptures say you can't put new wine in old bottles lest the bottles burst. You can't put a, what is it? A new patch on an old garment? Lest the garment will rent to pieces. So what is that talking about? You can't do what? Old bottle, new wine. Old garment, new patch. You can't do what? You can't mix what?
The new with the old,
You can't what?
mixed with the new with the old.
You can't mix the old man with the new man. You have to either eradicate the new man, like the scriptures say, cast off the old, and then you put on the new man, renewed. But we compromise in a lot of areas where we don't want to put away that old way of thinking or that old way of doing things. We just want to attach the new way to the old way. And then what happens? Well, like it says, those bottles bust. That garment rents because they're not the same thing. They don't match. So you become compromised. And you're like that garment that rips. You're like that bottle that bursts. Right? Go to 1 Kings 11:4.
1 Kings chapter 11 and verse 4.
And then you're going to go to Josephus again. You're going to go to Antiquities of the Jews, book 8, chapter 7, section 5. Because we're going to see Solomon, he drifted and he compromised. Right? He compromised in his life when he went off. Read 1 Kings 11:4.
1 Kings chapter 11 and verse 4. For it came to pass, when Solomon was old, that his wives turned away his heart after other gods.
Wait, they did what?
Turned away his heart after other gods.
Right, so when we go inside the Josephus, we're going to read how this happened. Go ahead.
And his heart was not perfect with the Lord his God.
You see that? Because when we compromise, our heart is no longer aligned with the Most High.
Yep.
When we compromise, you're trying to serve two masters. Now the scriptures say we cannot serve two masters.
Right.
And we can get those scriptures if y'all need them. With the wine, the garment. Y'all need them? Let's do our due diligence and get them. I was just trying to, for time. Let me get them real quick. I didn't put them in. You know, sometimes you just be flowing in the spirit.
Matthew 9:17.
Right. Matthew 9:17. And it's actually Matthew's 9:16 and 17. Right, I'll read it. It says, no man putteth a piece of new cloth onto an old garment. For that which is put in to fill it up taketh from the garment, and the rent is made worse. Yeah, you got that old, like, think you got an old garment, and you put a brand new piece of cloth on it. The tear, you might as well just left it torn, because that patch is gonna look crazy. It don't match. No man, neither do men put new wine into old bottles, else the bottles break, and the wine runneth out, and the bottles perish. But they put new wine into new bottles, and both are preserved, because when that wine is in those skins, there's a breathing process that happens, right? But if it's in an old skin, remember they used to put wine in the skins. So if it can't breathe, that wine starts to expand because it needs to burp. And if it's not burping and airing out, it'll burst those skins, those bottles. It wasn't actual bottles they put it in. They used animal skin pouches to carry the wine. So there was a process that if you use that old bottle, if you put that new wine in there, those gases, it'll break it down, right? It can't contain it. So you put a new wine inside of some new bottles so it can do the proper process. It's just like the information. You're the vessel, and the information is the new information. But what happens when you're trying to put old information, new information on top of old information? You're gonna vomit, right? You're gonna vomit because, or what? You get confused. That's what happens. You get confused because these things are intermingling together. But then it is like a vomiting situation. Why? The vomit is you run off and go do something else, or you run away because you don't know how to contain the information and parse it out. So you have to, again, like the scriptures say in Ephesians, right? Put off the old man, put on the new. Put off the old man and his deeds, and put on the new man that's renewed in the knowledge of Christ. But see, what we try to do is we try to compromise things and say, well, I'm gonna mix the Sabbath with this, or I'm gonna mix this belief system with this. And who do we compromise for? People. You compromise for people. That's first. Then you compromise for yourself, because you want to be able to do the things that feel good to you while still trying to hold on to some semblance of the law and of the Most High. And it doesn't work like that. That's the point. It doesn't work like that. So read that 1 Kings.
On top.
Yeah.
1 Kings chapter 11 and verse 4.
For
it came to pass when Solomon was old, that his wives turned away his heart after other gods.
Right. See, when he was old, he started to compromise. Go ahead.
And his heart was not perfect with the Lord his God, as was the heart of David his father.
Go to that Josephus, Antiquities of the Jews, book 8, chapter 7, section 5.
Come. Josephus, book 8, chapter 7, section 5.
Okay.
But although Solomon was become the most glorious of kings, and the best beloved by God,
Right.
and had exceeded in wisdom and riches those that had been rulers of the Hebrews before him, yet did not he preserve in this happy state till he died. Nay, he forsook the observation of the laws of his father, and came to an end no way suitable to our foregoing history of him. He grew mad in his love of woman.
He did what?
Grew mad in his love of woman.
Go ahead.
And laid no restraint on himself in his lust.
Right.
Nor was he satisfied with the woman of his country alone. But he married many wives out of foreign nations, Sidonians and Tyrians and Ammonites and Edomites and he transgressed the law of Moses, which forbade Jews to marry any but those that were of their own people. He also began to worship their gods.
Right, and so this was the issue. What's up? You got a face.
Oh,
You know,
no,
he
no,
married
no,
all
I'm
the
just read. I mean, listen to him read that.
Yeah, I mean, it tells you in that same Kings, it tells you that he married all these women.
Yep.
Go ahead.
Which he did in order to the gratification of his wives. And out,
Wait, it says he worshipped other gods to gratify his wives. He didn't start out doing it. You see that? But he started to drift away through compromise. Go ahead.
that out of his affection for them, this very thing our legislator suspected, and so admonished us beforehand, that we should not marry women of other countries,
Right.
lest we should be entangled with foreign customs and apostatized from our own.
Right. Apostate, meaning they're going to turn us into their apostles. Right. Go ahead.
Lest we should leave off to honor our own God and should worship their gods.
Go ahead.
But Solomon was fallen headlong into unreasonable pleasures and regarded not those admonitions. For when he had married
Right, so y'all see what's going on, right? It said he fell headlong because he compromised for the women. Right? Even when we go inside of Ecclesiasticus, watch this. Even when we go inside of Ecclesiasticus, give me the one. Ecclesiasticus. Read Ecclesiasticus chapter 47 and verse 13.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 47 and verse 13.
Right?
Solomon reigned in a peaceable time
Right?
and was honored, for God made all quiet round about him,
Come on.
that he might build an house in his name and prepare his sanctuary forever.
Read 14.
How wise wast
How wise was.
how wise wast thou in thy youth,
Uh-huh.
and as a flood filled with understanding,
Come on.
thy soul covered the whole earth, and thou fillest it with dark parables.
Right, so it's going in on his wisdom and his understanding. Excuse me. So it covered the whole earth, and he was honored for it. Right? It filled the whole earth, and he was honored for it. Jump down to verse 19.
Verse 19. Thou didst bow thy loins unto women,
Right?
and by the body thou wast brought into subjection.
And by thy body, yeah, he was brought into subjection. Why? Because he was bowing his loins to these women, and it wasn't that. It was the fact that now he started compromising in building altars to their gods. Read, right, that's it on that. So let's jump back to this Josephus real quick, trying to get through this real fast. Jump down, because it's going to say some stuff that's, jump down. Let's see here. I think that's good. Oh, wait, hold on. All right, you see 194, like the little, it's in parentheses?
Come,
Read that.
come,
As he grew?
come.
Yeah, go ahead.
194. And as he,
No. Go, okay, read, because it's talking about his wives. Read the sentence before that.
The sentence before that?
He was forced to give them.
Come on.
Yeah.
He was forced to give them.
No. Salakia. Go to 193 and read that.
Come on, 193.
Yeah, my bad.
But Solomon was fallen headlong into unreasonable pleasures, and regarded not those admonitions. For when he had married 700 wives, the daughters of princes, and of eminent persons, and 300 concubines, and these besides the king of Egypt's daughter, he soon was governed by them.
See that? It says that he became governed by them. So he went from governing and using wisdom, knowledge, understanding, and then drifting to a place where now Solomon, the wisest man, is being governed by his women.
Yeah.
He bowed his loins, right? Thou didst bow thy loins unto woman, and by thy body thou was brought into subjection.
Man.
Read.
Till he came to imitate their practices.
Wait, he did what?
Came to imitate their
But
practices.
remember, Solomon reigned in a peaceable time and was honored. Then later down the line, he starts to imitate the practices of the heathen because he was compromised, because he tried to entangle Most High and the heathen, and it wasn't going to work. Go ahead.
He was forced to give them this demonstration of his kindness and affection
And you can
to
only
them.
imagine how that went when you got all them women begging for your attention. Oh, you don't love me? If you love me, build me this. If you love me, do this for me. If you love me, this. Just go back to the Samson and Delilah. It says she pressed on him till he almost died.
So he was vexed unto death.
Unto death. So you could imagine that was one woman. Imagine 1,000. Come on.
To live according to the laws of their
See
country.
that? Read.
And as he grew into years, and his reason became weaker by length of
So
time.
as his reason and wisdom is going down, he's compromising. But I believe that because his wisdom was getting weaker, it's because he was compromising. Wisdom don't have to get weaker because you get older.
No.
It says wisdom is the gray hair to an old man. So wisdom shouldn't weaken because your age. But I believe that his wisdom weakened because he started to adopt the wisdom of his women. Go ahead.
It was not sufficient to recall to his mind the institutions of his own country.
Damn, go ahead.
So he still more and more condemned his own God,
Go ahead.
and continued to regard the gods that his marriages had introduced.
That's it on that. So he starts to introduce the gods of the women that he married, and he starts to condemn or put away the Most High. So he went from Most High to idol to slowly doing this to now compromised. Yeah, but that's how it works. But think of it, it took 40 years. It took 40 years for Solomon to drift into a place where now the Most High had to put Jeroboam on him and the Edomite on him, Hadad, right? And had to have him raise up on him and split the kingdom from him. But that's what happens. That's what happens when we compromise and we drift and we let things break down our will. We lose our kingdom. You think about it. Think about it. The kingdom is within, but I'm compromised. That means the kingdom within me is being split in half like Solomon's kingdom. And now you're trying to serve two masters. Now you're trying to go after two things. How can you do that? You can't. You can't. Right? It's a hard ask. It's a hard ask. So, another question. Let me get back here real quick. They ain't answering no questions, are they? Chat disconnected. They ain't answering no questions. Are they asking questions? I'm gonna end the Q&A. Introspective question. What small compromise have you allowed into your life recently that you would have rejected 5 years ago? That is still, that is the, right, that you would have rejected 5 years ago. You don't have to, I'm just throwing it in the chat for them to be able to see it. You don't have to really, necessarily answer it.
Small compromise.
What small compromises would you have rejected 5 years ago in your walk as an Israelite? Or let's do it like this. When you first came in the first year, what small things have you allowed to compromise that you do now that you wouldn't have did when you first got the word? And you ain't got to answer it. It's an introspective question. A little introspect. Cause number what?
4.
Cause number 4, the cares of the world. Your boat is overloaded. Remember, we talking about a boat drifting, right? Your boat is overloaded. Cares of the world. Your boat is overloaded. A boat that is too heavy sits lower in the water and is harder to steer. When we overload our lives with cares, we lose the ability to navigate towards the Most High. Because guess what? I'm too way down. I'm too way down with this. I'm too way down with this. I'm too way down with that. It's funny, somebody hit me up about this today. I got all this going on, I can't make it to class. Well, you need to offload the boat. And what's more important, navigating towards the Most High or just drifting off into the nothing?
Man.
Yeah, you better start staring. You better get your power game popping. You better turn in one of them rowers, one of them Olympic rowers. You better start rowing because, hey, get your back right.
Right?
You know what I'm saying? Better get your back right.
I'm gonna do that when I get home.
One of them Ivy League.
Mark 4:13. Mark 4:19. Mark chapter 4 and verse 19. Now we always go here in Matthew's. I like Mark. Read it.
Mark chapter 4 verse 19.
Uh-huh.
And the cares of this world.
The cares of what?
This world.
So the cares of this world are overloading you. Go ahead.
And the deceitfulness of riches.
And the deceitfulness of riches. Why are they deceitful? Because they here one day, they gone the next. Then they back. As quickly as the money flies out your hand, it flies right back into your hand. Elijah's like, wait, I don't get that. Think about it. If you just do it just based off of how many vehicles you had in your life, and if you paid them off, you've had hundreds of thousands of dollars in your hand. Think about if you worked for a number of years, a job, you made 40 grand a year for 5 years. How much money is that? $40,000 a year for 5 years. How much is that?
That's like 200,000.
Okay. So that's only 5 years. Imagine if you worked 20 years. You close to $1 million that you touched in your hand. The money comes, the money goes. You spend it as soon as it's this vicious cycle, but it's deceitful because you want to grab and hold it. And you think you're supposed to be able to possess it. No, money is made to be gotten and spent to keep your life going. And God, it's good to save some, but that's a deception. Because when things start coming up, what you gonna do? Well, I'm saving. Things happen to you like I'm saving for a rainy day. Well, weren't you saving for that thing that happened? Wasn't that the rainy day? Deceitfulness of riches, because riches makes you want to hold on to it past the time. Read on.
And the lust of other things.
And the what?
Lust of other things.
The lust of other things. So it ain't just money, right? Money, hoes, and clothes, all the nigga knows. It's the lust of other things. Come on.
Entering in, choke the word,
goes right back to Hebrews 2:1, where it makes you neglectful and it makes things. The word is slipping out of your hand because you're trying to grab onto the deceitfulness of riches. Because you're trying to grab on to other things. Well, I gotta, what about him? Well, what about her? Well, what about this? And what about that? The music, I gotta hold on to the music. The sports, I gotta hold on to the sports. The TV, I gotta hold on to the remote. Well, the Bible is slipping out your hand, bruh. I gotta hold on to these videos. Well, the Bible, the words, the wisdom is being neglected, bruh, sis. So you gotta think about it in this concept. When you're growing things inside of a garden and you got like your precious produce, you got your tomatoes, you got your wheat, you got your corn, and then you got weeds. Do the weeds come up and start fighting with the corn? Like they start boxing in the garden, wraps himself around the corn and takes the corn out?
No.
No, what do? How does it choke the corn out?
It's looking at the nutrients.
Yeah, it fights for the space in the garden, so it makes sure it grows bigger. It takes away the water and the nutrition from the plant. It just drowns it out. It just soaks it out. Right? But see, it's something that the cool part, you can't see it happening until you. I remember when I first started gardening, and I know where I put certain things, and you go out there, and a couple of days you go back out, you're like, oh snap! Tomato plant's big, son! And then you look, you like, the hell? That's a weird looking tomato plant. That nigga is huge. But that don't look like how the tomato plant supposed to look. And then you move it to the side, and you're like, oh snap. The damn weed done overtook the tomato plant, grew bigger than him, took the whole sunlight. Tomato plant in the back struggling, just leaned over on the dirt.
Dang.
Leaned over on the dirt, just yellow. And the weed is, because that's what weeds do. They compete. They go deeper. They go further down for the nutrients. They suck up all the water, and they kill you from the root. They kill you from the root up, because it goes back to what? What you're rooted in.
Dang.
It goes back to what you're rooted in, and what you're rooted in could either nourish you or it can kill you. So if I'm rooted in, like Solomon was into the women's, if it's about bread, money, guess what? I'm definitely drifting. I'm definitely going to be rooted up. If it's about anything that's movable, then guess what? I'm going to move with it. But if we go to Psalms and it says he shall be like a tree planted by the rivers of water, and his leaf shall not fade, and this and that and the third. Well, why? Because he's rooted at the source. He's rooted at the source. You ain't got to read it. We can just Psalms 1 and 1 down to 3. Another classic. Right? But just think about it. You're rooted in something, in some type of medium. But there's something that's sucking away the nutrition that you need. There's something that's telling you to neglect the word. There's something that's telling you, you know what, you ain't got to grab hold of that. And so you got to search that thing out and figure out what it is. What's sucking the source? What's sucking the nutrition? What's making my roots weak?
Cares of this life.
The cares of this life will choke you from the root up. It ain't gonna put you in a headlock. No, it's gonna get you from the root. It's gonna choke out the word, the thing that's supposed to root you. That's why it says if you be built up and rooted up in Christ, right? You're supposed to be, but then what happens? The cares of the world tell me to put Christ to the side. Hey.
This is, or if you're thinking, if y'all are lying and in class, if y'all are really thinking about what he's saying, and just how he brought the parable about the weed choking out the tomato plant. There's so many different things in this world and the cares of this life that will choke you spiritually. And then there's even people that will choke you out spiritually that you will let hang around.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's crazy because you'll go to them and you think that they're good, but they're not good for you. They're choking you, literally choking you. And they look strong and flourishing, like that weed that Qatazap was talking about. But you, that tomato plant, linked over, turning yellow. And then, you know what I also started thinking about is how many people were choked out by weeds. Just niggas in the world. How many people were used and abused and choked out by their household dynamic? Whether it was abuse in the household, or whether it was they were rebellious at one point and left home early, or whatever circumstances they came across in life, and that ended up being their weed. Like the questions, even like these questions, just go back and look at these questions that Qatazap has been asking. Like, what was it 5 years ago that you wouldn't tolerate that you tolerate now?
It's because whatever it is choking you.
Con.
That's the point. It's choking you. It's cutting off the resources you need to grow. It's cutting off the minerals. It's cutting off the water. It's cutting off the oxygen. Its roots are bigger than your roots, and it's crowding you out.
And it's flourishing.
Yeah. When I went, bro, when them weeds grow in the garden, bro, you would think that they was like super plants.
Like they was about to yield some fruit.
Bro. Bro. You would think that they were super, like they was getting crazy fertilizer.
Yeah.
And then you like, wait, so the whole time this nigga been sucking the tomato dry. Cause I've been watering and watering. Now I've learned how to use weeds in the garden. Oh yeah. I actually plant weeds on purpose.
Oh, you out here being like the Most High.
Cause I know how to use them. I know how to use them in certain places in the garden that I want to be able to do different things with the soil, or if I want to choke out something else, oh, I know what to do. Get them by some weeds. Oh yeah.
Yeah, here using the wicked and righteous angels.
Yeah. I use the left and the right hand. That's that. You know what I mean? Disconnected from chat. Where we at?
Mark chapter.
And I threw it in the chat, Colossians, right? I threw it inside the chat, Colossians 2:6. As you therefore have received Yahushua, walk in him, rooted and built up in him and established in the faith, as you have been taught, abounding with thanksgiving. A lot of us can't abound because why? We're not rooted. The thing that's choking you out is better than you. That's why I be telling brothers and sisters, stop fighting with these damn Christians, because some of them are better Christians than you are an Israelite. They believe they're more rooted in their belief than you are in yours. Leave them alone. You ain't gonna win that battle.
Crazy.
Hell no, you ain't winning that. They got prayer warriors. Christ is using them. Jesus took the wheel. All that. And you just believe that Christ is black. That's all you got.
That's all you got?
That's all you got, fam. So you just
Fight
you gotta go get fight that. You gotta get rooted up somewhere though, and built up so you can fight. But brothers, you want to fight these damn Christians and Muslims. They better than you right now. They're more rooted in their belief system. So go get built up and rooted up in Christ and walk in it for a while. Because brothers want to fight everything but never even walked a mile in this thing. You barely even put your shoes on. Your feet ain't shod.
They ain't shod.
They're not shod. You out here with butt naked feet. Benjamin, you out here like Benjamin style, just barefoot.
Not even calloused.
Yeah, not even callous. You got soft, tender feet.
Wow.
You like me in the garden, just no shoes on, talking about I'm about to go fight. Yeah, y'all know I don't wear no shoes. Nowhere. Down there, yeah, I be forgetting sometimes. But the point is, these things choke you. So let's get back to it real quick, right? So when you go into that word, the choke, that word choke, it's G4846, right? Sumpigo. Figuratively to crowd, literally to drown. So you know what you hear, man? I'm just trying to keep my head above water. Yeah, because you're getting drowned out by the world. I'm just trying to tread water. You're getting drowned out by the cares of the world and other things, right? Properly to choke or cut off. Literally, choke because joined with. You're choking because of what you're joined with. So you got to ask yourself, what are you joined with if you're choking? What's attached to you spiritually? Who you around? Because ain't nobody choking me. Hell nah. Bruh. You know, I would. I have no issue just cutting people off. I'm good at it. Okay. I'm good at it, and I don't care because you're not gonna stifle me. You're not gonna put me in positions where I gotta think about, do I gotta serve the Most High or serve you? Hell nah. Me and my household, we gonna serve the Lord. So if it ever comes to where I gotta sit back and think about, and feel some weird way of doing you know, yeah, you feel weird inside for doing something that you know you ain't
that you supposed to be doing.
Yeah, like you ain't never. Yeah, you making me feel bad for doing. Hell nah.
Right.
It's a family function and it's a Saturday, but you should be. And I'm feeling bad for being in class. Negro, please, I don't need you around me. If I feel bad for doing my duty and doing what the Most High commanded me, because you got something going on that you expect me to be at, or you expect me to move a certain, bruh, we ain't gotta be friends. We ain't gotta be around each other. We could just be family on Facebook. Right. I catch you at the family reunion that I never go to. I like your photos, but you're not gonna get me to compromise and feel weird. It's not happening. Cause I always say it. The same people that break you down and make you compromise, they ain't never compromise a day in their life for you. They ain't never came to class for you. They never showed up to a feast day for you. They didn't stop going to church for you. They didn't do none of that. They kept living their lives and they expected you to fold. And then it chokes you out by way of now your spirit, now you self-condemning, now you, oh, woe is me. I'm not good enough. Well, get good. Get away from them.
You know, I was watching the show. It's 61st Street. And it's about this lawyer. And this dude got prostate cancer. It's bad. This dude's dying, and he's trying to defend his client in court. And some evidence come out. His wife is actually running for governor or something like that. And some evidence come out that could compromise his wife. And the wife was like, "Hey, you can't use that piece of evidence for your client." And he's like, "But I need it. It's going to help him, get off." She's like, it's either him or me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what? This dude's getting ready to go to jail for life. She says it's either him or me. And the lawyer is dying. This dude's literally dying of prostate cancer. It's bad, it's spreading. And she's like, I don't care that you're dying. I don't care if the doctor said you got 8 months to live. If you use that evidence, me and you are done. Your last 8 years, your last 8 months, you by yourself.
You know that's all the world really wants from you is to compromise a little bit, and then they got you.
Right.
That's why he says, resist the devil and he shall flee. All the tempter wanted from Yahushua in Matthew 4 was to just compromise one little thing. Just go ahead and eat something. Go ahead and just use just go ahead and bow. Just compromise. You can bow to me, but you ain't really got to just kick it with me or nothing like that. But you can bow. You ain't got to do nothing else. I just bow, bend the knee, and I get compromised. And then I got you. But see, a lot of the times you already compromised. Think about this. Watch this. If your tire was compromised, would you drive on that tire? See how quickly you're like, because it's not safe. The tire is no longer doing its actual job. It's not a tire anymore. It's just a piece of rubber, right? So watch this. I'm gonna read this real quick. It says, what am I looking for? Simpigo, press in on or choke, operates in people having Wrong identification. You have a damn identification crisis. You don't know who you are. You don't know who you are. If somebody can break your will or compromise you to do something outside your character, you don't know who you are. But you're just like that ship with no anchor. And you're like that tree with no root. And that's the point. Your anchor is weak. It's not there. And so you drift from one identity to another. You're like a grifter. 1 minute you the Israelite, the next minute you the thug, the next minute you the Israelite homo thug, gangster crip, disciple,
That's crazy.
thug passion, Alizé and Hennessy nigga. And then you a killer, and then you ain't a killer no more. You righteous.
Yeah.
And then you a killer again. Like it's identity. It's an identity crisis. Right, because it says you're aligned with sin. Doing this cuts you off from the provisions of Christ, the life supply, right, and leaves you leaves you stalled spiritually, right? It says Simpigo is figuratively used of the deadly connections of sin, cutting off the life support needed to live. Luke 21:34.
Come.
Luke 21:34. Read that.
Luke chapter 21, verse 34. And take heed to yourself.
And do what?
Take heed to yourself.
Go ahead.
Lest at any time your hearts be overcharged with surfeiting.
He said what?
Lest at any time your hearts be overcharged with surfeiting.
With what?
Surfeiting.
Right. What is surfeiting? What is surfeiting? What you got?
Surfeiting, a cause to a cause to desire no more of something as a result of having consumed or done it to excess.
Right. Surfeiting is just meaning that you overdo something. It's excessive.
Excessive, it's a lot.
Your boat's overfilled to the excess. It can't go nowhere. You can't get to the Most High because you give yourself to surfeiting. You're filled up with the cares of the world. Go ahead. No.
Oh.
Surfeiting, what?
And drunkenness.
And what else?
And cares of this life.
Read.
And so that day come upon you unawares.
Right, you can read that.
The application. The soul has limited bandwidth.
Right, and I always say this about bandwidth. Like some people have limited bandwidth, but everyone has a limited bandwidth. Just think about it. Watch this. If you got 100% and you give 75% to your job, God damn, yee, you only got 25 left. So you got to give. So you gave 75% to your job. Mm-hmm. You got to give 20 to your wife.
Oh, you out.
Because truthfully, she's taking the whole 25, whatever. So you ain't got nothing left for your kids, and that's how some of us operate. You can't deal with the kids no more because guess what? Your bandwidth ran out. Your terabytes is low. Mm-hmm. So you gave 75 to the work, 25 to the rib. You got nothing for your kids. You got nothing for yourself because you need something for yourself. But most importantly, you ain't got nothing for the Most High. Yeah. You ain't got no reserve. I'm going to tap into that iCloud storage. You ain't got none. Your storage is over. Because your bandwidth, we only have so much that we can give. That's the point. We only have so much that we can. Now, some people's bandwidth is more extensive. Right? I've upgraded my bandwidth over the years. Yeah. Barakatayah should be outside. But guess what? The Most High still get the majority. Oof. He gets the majority of what's going on here. Mm-hmm. He got to. Because then everyone that's everyone else that's attached to what's going on here won't benefit from me at all if I don't have the Most High attached, if I'm not giving it to him. I always say that. And I've always operated that way, where my belief system and the scriptures teach us that if we put it all towards the Most High, then he'll give us back enough to be able to deal with the things around us. Right? So yeah, I'll be that study guy. I'll be that meditation guy. I'll be that counsel guy. But I know that as soon as I start doing what I'm supposed to be doing for the Most High, he makes the job a little bit easier. Like, this class was easy. You know why? Because as soon as I was starting my class today, and then I started getting the phone call gave me the, right. Anyway, see how that works? The phone call give you the class. He knows about it. He knows about it. Because I didn't do I got a class, I got to do class today, and I can't talk to you right now, and I can't deal with you right now. I just did my job. Class is the least of my worries. To be honest, putting together a class, least of my worries, because they come from the situations. They come from talking to brothers and dealing with situations and giving the advice and going and constantly going into the scriptures for the answer. So doing this is the easiest part of my day.
Yeah.
This is the easiest part of my day. And a lot of these scriptures I didn't even have in the class. They pop, pop, pop. I'm like snatching them out. Oh, come on.
Gotta catch them all.
Gotta catch them all. I'm just pokeball, like just grabbing them because they just coming. Because it's the easiest part of the day. Why? Because I did the hard stuff earlier today. Get on the phone, talk to this person, deal with this situation, rattle my damn brain till it leaks through my left ear.
The left ear.
Yeah, and then the Most High gives me enough to come and then sit in front of y'all as if I had a glorious day. It was glorious. As if I'm not tired. As if I got energy. Why? Because the hard part was over. This is the fun, easy part. Class.
Yeah.
Right? This is the fun, easy part. Cause number 4. Let's get through this. Let's not be here till 9:30. This is cause number 4. This is the last cause. And you're gonna hear this. You heard this before. We're just gonna deal with it in a different way. The hardening of the heart. The hardening of the heart, the callous. Cause number 4, the callous. Now remember, we dealt with the callous when it came to, cause number 5, Salakia. Yeah, the water. Cause number 5, hardening of the heart, the callous. Right? And we dealt with the callous when we were talking in last week's class about why a woman separates from her husband.
Mm-hmm.
But the callous in that application was more of her trying to protect something. Right? This is more, this ain't that. That's all I'm gonna say. This ain't that. Right? This ain't that. Let me do something real quick. Oh, let me end it. So, Hebrews 3:13. Hebrews 3:13.
Hebrews chapter 3, verse 13. But exhort one another daily,
Right?
while it is called today,
Come on.
lest any of you be hardened through the deceitfulness of sin.
See, because the deceitfulness of sin hardens. Right? What it does is, because you got away with something, or because you were able to feel good in a moment, and there was no immediate repercussion, what happens? You get deceived into doing it again, and doing it again, and doing it again, and what happens? That's part of your drift. That's another drift away from the Most High. Right? We think that because we're drifting, or because we're afloat in this thing that we're good. And that's a deceitfulness. That's a deceitfulness also, where you're just drifting and you're floating. You're supposed to be floating with a purpose and paddling towards a goal. Where there's no vision, the people perish, right?
Come.
Yeah, but a lot of us, we drifting and floating and we thinking, oh, I'm good. I'm doing good. I'm here. I come to class every week. That ain't good enough, sir. Ma'am, coming to class every week ain't good enough. Because what if something happened where we can't have class every week? Then what? Is that your anchor? Is that all you got? You ain't got houses at home so you can eat?
Ooh.
You ain't got a study habit? You ain't got a reading regimen that you put yourself on to make sure if we cancel class or if something went down or if the building freaking blew up, you could still have class sessions in your own house? But because I'm floating and because I'm drifting, I'm fine, and that's a deception. Because again, the drifter just drifts into anything. He don't have a reason to be there or a reason not to be there. Oh, that looks fun. Slide over here. Oh, that looks dangerous, but fun. Let me slide over there. That looks dangerous. Let me go check it out. That don't look too dangerous. Let me go check it out. Anything, he's open to anything because I'm just drifting. We got to stop drifting and thinking that it's okay. Right? Stop drifting in this life, man. We're not drifters. You're not damn Bill Bixby, the damn Incredible Hulk, dude. He drifting from city to city. Right? He got his jacket and a bag, and you just thumb out. Niggas be hitchhiking through life.
Or remember Kung Fu, the legend continues?
Yeah. Oh wow, you are old school. God, this is a drifter.
Yeah.
You damn what's the name on the motorcycle? The Renegade or whatever. What is it? He was city to city too, man.
Yeah.
Just drifting, bro. But they get caught up in everything, and it's not necessarily a good thing at all because there's no stability, right? So the loss of feeling. So this is how it starts. The callous, the loss of feeling, because that's what calluses do, right? They make you lose feeling in the area that's calloused, so you can do what? Continue in whatever thing you're doing.
Yeah.
So it removes the pain.
Yeah.
Right? It removes the pain. Ephesians 4:19. But this is not a good thing.
Yeah.
Sometimes you gotta be calloused and to be able to get through things, you gotta toughen up. But not in sin. Not in moving away from the Most High. You can't be callous. Because when he's trying to get your attention, you can't feel it. You can't see it. Read.
Ephesians chapter 4, verse 19.
Who
being past feeling,
being past what? Who
feeling,
being past what?
feeling,
Come on.
have given themselves over unto lasciviousness.
See, and that's the problem. You're past feeling. So what does that mean? That's G524. Apolgeo. Become calloused. Right? To become apathetic. To bear troubles with greater, to cease to feel pain. To become callous. Insensible to pain. Apathetic. Apathy.
It's crazy.
You're not supposed to be insensible to pain when the Most High is trying to chastise you back into those good graces. Watch this. The Greco-Roman background on this word. Classical writers use apalgio for people who no longer felt physical pain or emotional grief. So you start losing the godly sorrow behind the things that you do, behind the drift. You don't feel bad no more. Yeah, I'm drifting away. Say la vie, niggas. You start speaking different languages. Say la vie. Hasta luego. Hasta la vista. All of a sudden, you know Italian and French. What's hasta la vista?
Espanol.
What's hasta luego?
Espanol.
Oh shit. Hey, it is, right? Yeah. What's c'est la vie? Who says c'est la vie? That's French. Right? Bruh. It sounded like it was not Spanish. That's the thing. I've been caught up in this damn Greek.
You know, this makes me think about how people, the Most High could be checking you or checking people, and they won't accept the check.
That's
When you go, even in that Isaiah chapter 3, right? When it says daughters of Zion haughty, and then the Most High slaps all these curses on the daughters of Zion. Okay, so make them bald. Oh, I don't care about being bald. I could buy a wig.
I just throw on a wig.
Make them stink.
Oh, I don't care, but I can just dish it out.
Exactly.
Damn.
And that destroys you. The wig destroys you. The hair glue on the wig is killing you.
Con.
The douching is no good for your chemistry, your pH. What else? You got the rent.
The rent.
Oh, I can just go get lipo. I can go get snatched.
I get snatched. I could wear what's it called?
One of those corsets.
Corsets.
Faja.
A what?
Faja.
Jafa?
No, faja.
Faja.
Well, it sucks everything in and just the butt comes out.
Everybody online knows what that is. Faja.
So you,
They
gonna
know.
do one of them, so you just run right to one of them Issachar spots and let them
Yup.
just tighten you up.
Yeah.
Faja.
Just strap you in.
That's where the Faja.
Ah!
But that's the point. It's like the Most High is checking you, and then you got some whack ass remedy, so you think, for the check. Because with every remedy you come with, there's another issue behind that remedy.
Yeah.
So a wig, hair glue, that's bad. The faja, that's because you ain't really working out. The stench, that ain't good with the douche, because that ain't no good. Right? But I can mask the symptoms. I can mask the check. What's up?
So basically, like prescription drugs commercials. It's like, oh, if you get the faja, you're gonna get
Diarrhea.
sagging skin, diarrhea, depression.
Yeah.
You might have
Anxiety.
suicidal thoughts.
Yeah.
Like,
And you're gonna have you're gonna need a depends. Because for some reason all them commercials end with diarrhea. Always have diarrhea with it. It's crazy. May cause nausea, vomiting, intestinal bleeding, and then they start talking and diarrhea. And it's like, man, they all just give you the shits. Yes. Yes. It all gives you the boo-boo demon. At the end of the day, you get the boo-boo demon is pride. Most I start tormenting them bowels.
That's crazy.
Right? But that's the point. It's like I can't take the check because I can't feel the check because I don't care about the check. So so anything that's happening to me, it's not God no more. Anything it's just alopecia. Oh, I gained a little weight because I just had babies.
That's it. That's all it is.
Yeah, it's just, my birth control.
Yeah, my hormones is off.
My hormones is off. Oh yeah, I switched to a new liner. So it was giving me a different bacterial problem. Yeah, there's always a reason with these type of people. That's the point. I'm only using the examples he used because he went to the Isaiah 3. Right.
Hey, you know what I was thinking about? I was thinking about disabled cuties.
Oh man, I was thinking about the same thing, but I didn't want to.
You didn't want to say it?
I don't want to say it out loud. It's like you got no limbs and you still trying to.
Bruh, that's been. Bruh!
You got no limbs in the hospital.
I'm gonna tear his headband off.
It's like, how is
because I be sliding through my IG. You a quadriplegic. This is killing me. I don't get it. You a quadriplegic. And you in Instagramming your draws. Talking about hot girl summer.
God.
Yeah.
I seen one chick, she in a wheelchair. She was like, come with me on a road trip while I get cracked.
That's crazy.
And, bro, she can't walk.
You went right on the scooter?
No.
It's like, yo, pick me up.
No.
Uber.
She literally got into the passenger seat of the Tesla from the wheelchair, got the wheelchair, closed it up, got in and drove. But I'm like, yo, you got to put that on the socials?
Hey, look.
You gotta put. You got chicks with they got scoliosis, whole back curved up, and they got the nerve to just be butt ass naked in a swimsuit, trying to clap their ass and do all that weird stuff.
Gun. Take the check.
Just fall off. Just fall back from online. Yo, that been on my Instagram. I just want to, cause I'm just seeing all like I don't. It's nothing against people that's disabled.
No.
But yo, we gotta chill. We gotta chill because ain't no way you got one leg that's mad shorter than the other, and because you got a little extra junk in one side of your trunk, you got the right to be walking around in a thong and just doing thong content.
The pride.
I'm like you got a whole walker, sis.
Mm-hmm.
What we doing? But because they don't take that check, the hardness of their heart, they calloused over.
Yep.
Right? I got nothing against people that's disabled, but yo, there's certain things that you shouldn't be putting yourself in that position. Right? The one chick that I be seeing, she literally got her head in a halo.
Oh, dang.
And she's in a wheelchair and she be in like breast out, all types of, and I'm like, come on, man. Come on. I'm not saying you can't have fun, but you don't have to be like one of the Instagram girls doing that type of content. Cause they doing the booty content and the breast content.
Yeah.
But you can't move your legs. And your arms don't work. You gotta press the button with your mouth to get the wheelchair to go forward.
You gotta blow.
Yeah. You want that Stephen Hawkins.
Baby, go forward.
You want your Stephen Hawkins.
Damn.
And I'm just like, yo, the pride. But it be the pride.
Mm-hmm.
You got the ones where and I know it's somebody that got them doing it. You got the one chick, I've been seeing these two with the ones with the Down syndrome. And because they have nice bodies, I don't know if it's AI or what, they decide that let me just get naked online. Let me just be Instagram model on and I'm not knocking, again, I'm not knocking nobody with a disability. But it's like, come on now. First of all, it's wrong for somebody that doesn't have a disability to be on the damn line butt ass naked. But then now you putting yourself out here, but then if somebody comments on the disability, you're gonna say, well, that's discriminatory.
It's like the thing that's supposed to be humbling you,
It's not.
it's making you more prideful.
Yeah.
You turn up more, you care less.
You care less.
Yeah.
You're gonna glory in your shame. But that's what we see. Y'all brought it up, not me. So anybody got smoke, it's Yashikar Shatat. All right. Anybody got smoke, it's these brothers. I'm gonna finish reading. It says Paul. So classical writers use apologio for people who no longer felt physical pain or emotional grief. Paul borrows the term to frame sin as a pathology. The conscience designed to warn against evil can be cauterized by repeated disobedience until it no longer registers guilt. You know, when you cauterize the wound, you burn it so it don't bleed. So it's saying your conscience, but don't the Bible talk about their conscience seared with a hot iron? Yes. So that's what happens. You get hard and your conscience is seared because what you repeatedly do over and over, stop laughing, and over and over and over. I'm talking to my daughter. She looking at me, man, like I'm losing it. Go to Ephesians, jump up to verse 18.
Ephesians 4 verse 18.
Go ahead.
Having the understanding darkened.
Right? So you lose eyesight. You lose the ability to see what you need to be seen. By way of wisdom and understanding is darkened. Didn't we read that about Solomon? His understanding changed? Yeah, right. Because he introduced different understanding. And the more he introduced a different understanding, the more the wisdom of the Most High got dim inside of him. Go ahead.
Being alienated from the life of the Most High through the ignorance.
So if I'm alienated from something, I'm no longer attached. Like how it said Israel was alienated from the Commonwealth. We were alienated. We were separated. Right? We were aliens. Go ahead.
Through the ignorance that is in them.
Do the what?
Through the ignorance that is in them.
Come on.
Because of the blindness of their heart.
Right. So, it's basically when you decide when you decide that you want something, you're gonna make yourself see it how you want to see it.
That's crazy.
And that's the point, right? So, lust becomes I'm appreciating beauty. So lust, you change it to appreciating beauty. Greed becomes prudence. Bitterness becomes justice. I'm bitter, but it's justifiable. So you see how these things can be changed depending on one's eyesight. So think about it. Just like in this boat concept, you're drifting, but you're drifting towards a waterfall. But what do you see it as? A waterfall, you go over the edge, that's dangerous, right? But what do you see it as?
Adventure time.
Yeah, you see it as a calm river. You just chilling. You don't see it as the dangerous waterfall because you're calloused over. Your eyesight has made you ignorant to the reality of what's going on around you. So, right, I read it says the result. You are drifting towards a waterfall, but your hard heart has painted the picture of a calm river over your eyes. You literally cannot see danger anymore. And that's what happens. We can no longer see danger when we become calloused over. Not that you're protecting yourself from something. It's what you've not protected yourself against has made you become calloused. You didn't protect yourself from sin. You didn't protect yourself from drifting. And that made you hard when the Most High was trying to reel you back in. Those ropes, those fetters, those chains. Come on over here. Let me draw you in. Nah, I don't want to be drawn in. I'm a wild one. Solution. And this is the end. Solution. This is the end. Right on almost time. Right on almost time. So first and foremost, we gotta anchor our souls. We gotta drop that damn anchor in that water and allow ourselves to be still. Right? Hebrews 6:19. Uh-oh. Hebrews 6:9. What? Go ahead, read.
Hebrews chapter 6, verse 19.
Go ahead.
Which hope we have as an anchor of the soul.
As a what?
Anchor of the soul.
As a what?
Anchor of the soul.
Right. See, the hopes that we have in the Most High in Christ should anchor you. The promises given should anchor you. Your day-to-day life should anchor you. Go ahead.
Both sure and steadfast, and which entereth into that within the veil.
Right. So there are things that you can look to as the point that can anchor re-anchor you. Right? So what do we got to apply? First and foremost, you got to acknowledge that you're drifting. That's first and foremost. Revelations 2:5. Read.
Revelation chapter 2, verse 5. Remember therefore from whence thou art fallen.
Yeah, you got to remember from where you fell from and try to get back on the ladder. You got to remember though. You got to remember the grace you've fallen from. You got to remember what you drifted away from. Come on.
And repent.
Do what?
And repent.
You better go back. Read. You better start paddling. Come on.
And do the first.
And you better do it 10 times harder like it says in Baruch. You better get 2 paddles. You know that single paddle boat? Nah, you better get 2.
Right.
You working both shoulders. Right? 10 times harder.
Yeah.
Repent and do what?
And do the first work.
And do your first works. Being anchored, being rooted, being tied down to that dock, to that word. Come on. Remember when you didn't let not one word slip? Not one parable? You was in the book daily. You was excited. Remember, he said it in Hebrew. He said, call to remembrance. Let me grab it real quick. The former days when you once was enlightened. You know where that's at? So you were made a gazing stock. I can't even find Hebrews. For some reason, I am turned up. Dang. I got like a lot of energy right now. It's crazy. Right.
Best part of the day.
Bruh, this is crazy. Right, Hebrews chapter 10, 32. Read. See, look, I'm even finding. Bam, in there. Read.
Hebrews chapter 10, verse 32.
Uh-huh.
But call to remembrance the former day,
Come on.
in which, after ye were illuminated,
So after you were illuminated in them former days when you first got the word, call to remembrance. When you was getting the Bible, oh snap. You was hyped. You couldn't wait to get home to refresh. Look over the notes. Let me read. Let me look at, man, that one scripture he went to. The way he linked that. I gotta go look at that. Can't wait to go home and catch class. I missed it. Damn. Is it uploaded? Yes, I'm ready. He said, call to remembrance. Come on.
ye endure a great fight of affliction.
You did what?
Endure a great fight.
Think about how much you went through just to learn this word. And how many afflictions and how many people you had to cast off and how many weeds you had to cut out your life. And how you had to, the scriptures say, cleave unto him. And he will cleave unto you. How hard you gripped on to the spirit. You can't even grab a spirit. But you was sure trying. You were sure trying, right? To grab on. Just think about it. Think about when you first got the Bible. I can remember when I first sat in class the first time ever. I was mind blown. Now I'm mind blown for other reasons when it comes to Israelites. And they're not always so good. Now I'm more mind blown that we've fallen from so far that we've been. Now I'm mind blown in different ways.
Yeah.
But guess what? The Bible still never ceases to amaze me. I was amazed by the Bible when I seen Qatazap teaching. Right? The first time walking in, I was amazed. The garments, everything. But it still doesn't cease to amaze me. The word, the wisdom. Still got that same fire. I just ain't got the same knees and elbows. But now I got a different mind towards it. So now I know how to wield that fire. Now I know how to, instead of burning your house down, I can provide you a little heat to keep you warm. Or I can still burn your house down.
Yeah.
Whatever one you need, right? I can still catch a flame. Trust me, flame on. Right? But now I know how to, now I know how to hold that fire in the palm of a hand. Thumbnail.
Yeah.
Now I know how to hold that fire in the palm of the hand.
That's that Qatazap Ash. There.
Yeah, but before I was the damn Sparky. Just light them up. Right? But it's still the same love. It's still the same care. At the end of the day, you got to call to remembrance the things you went through and what you had to go through to get this word. Go back to Revelations. And then give me Hebrews 12:1. If he don't get it first. He already got it. Watch. Read. Revelations 2:5.
Revelation chapter 2, verse 5.
Right?
Remember therefore from whence thou art fallen, and repent,
Right?
and do the first works,
Right?
or else I'll come unto thee quickly.
Yeah, I'm coming quick. Come on, to do what?
I will come unto thee quickly, I will remove thy candlestick out of his place.
That's death. When a man's candlestick go out, that's death. That lights out. Lights out, partner. So next thing that you have to apply, you got to lighten the load. You got to lighten the ship. You got to start casting away these weights. Stop getting choked up on everything and letting everything crowd and choke you. Learn how to, who said it? Ludacris, throw them bows? You need to learn how to elbow things and move things out your way. Or just let go of the wrong things and start to grab on to the right things. Hebrews 12:1. Classic scripture, y'all heard it before. See, read.
The book of Hebrews chapter 12 and verse 1. Wherefore seeing we also are compassed about with so great cloud of witnesses. Let us lay aside every weight.
Let us do what?
Lay aside every weight.
So you got to open your hand in one regard and drop the weights. Come on.
And the sin which does so easily beset us.
Beset. takes you off course or causes you to drift. Come on.
And let us run with patience the race that is set before us.
Right. And the next thing you gotta do, you gotta row against the current, meaning you gotta fight against the norm. The day-to-day, I'm just going with the flow. You gotta fight for what you need spiritually. So you gotta fight to get in the scriptures. You gotta fight to study. I know how it is. When you got a rib, kids, job, this, that, and it's like the last thing on your mind is to try to get in the book for 5 hours. That's crazy. The 5 hours? I'm gonna sleep for 5 hours. I'm gonna get in the book for 5 hours. Then as soon as you get in the book, you counting sheep. You out of there. You better fight.
We get through this chapter.
Yeah, you better fight to get through the chapter. At least get through the chapter, son. Fight.
Start looking at how many verses. Like, dang, this chapter got 47 verses.
Let me go to Psalms 133. That boy got 3 verses. But that's you gotta fight. You gotta say, look, I'm gonna give myself a chapter, even if I read it fast as hell. Even if I just read it verbatim and just read it, I'm gonna just read a chapter. It ain't gonna be Psalms 119.
Oh man.
Be on that for a
But it
month.
can't be Psalms 133 either. I'm gonna read 3 verses. No. Put yourself on some type of regimen. Fight, row against the current. The current is drifting you. You gotta swim against the current. Go back to Hebrews 2 and verse 1 and read again. So where we start is where we end. Read.
Hebrews chapter 2, verse 1.
Come on.
Therefore, we ought to give the more earnest heed.
Somebody look up the word earnest. You gotta be earnest. You gotta fight for this thing. You gotta be diligent. You gotta be fervent. Go ahead.
To the things which we have heard.
See that? So if I heard some good things from I gotta keep hearing good things. Let me be earnest. What we got? Read.
Least at any time we should let them slip.
And that's the point. You're supposed to let the things that beset you slip out your hands, not the word of salvation. What you got?
Earnest is resulting from or showing sincere and intense conviction.
See that? Sincere and intense conviction. That's why I said leave them Christians alone, because they're more earnest than you are sometimes. You got Christians that are more earnest in their belief than a lot of Israelites are in their belief. You got Muslims that are more earnest in their belief than the Israelites are in their belief in certain respects. But we got to show that earnesty towards the Most High, that sincerity, that diligence, we got at least show the willingness to fight. And then guess what he do? Guess what he'll do? Guess what he does? He'll make the situation easy for you to get what you want. He said if you do the things that are pleasing in his sight, he'll make your enemies be at peace with you. Sometimes your enemy is time. Sometimes your enemy is the fact that I don't have time to do something. And then guess what he does? When he sees that you're fighting to make a way, he just makes the way for you. He opens the door for you, and you're like, damn, all of a sudden I got time. This guy eased up off me. The Most High moved this. He rearranged this. And now I got an extra 3-hour gap. But what you going to do with that gap? Damn, well, could take a nap. Could, get a little extra Z's that I didn't get last night. Or, bro, you can get inside that book. You can get some studying. You can get some, just simple, just meditating on the word. Turning off the TV. I took the TV out of my room.
Audio Bible.
I took the TV out of my room. And I didn't replace it with the tablet. I took it out of my room because I'm like, I got to be able to get the things done I need to get done. And so, James Bond, all 27 movies is out on Netflix, and that would have had me stuck. Y'all don't believe it. I'd have been out of there. Just Bond, James Bond, right? Just straight Spectre. So I was like, I can't. I ain't doing that. I ain't gonna give into that because that's a drifting spirit. Where now every night I'm going home and I'm watching some damn movies. and then there's other things that need care. Like, come on, bro. So I said, nah, let me just remove that. So I only turn it on the weekends with me and the real.
John.
That's it. A little leisure. Other than that, that's it for the class. That's it for the little 3-part series. We done. There is no part 7. Hopefully y'all got something out of it. If you need to, go back and watch the 3 classes. I hope there's something in there for everybody. Say it again, I got nothing against people that have disabilities. We weren't speaking on people with disabilities solely. We were speaking about the pride that they have when they're moving around on the internet with no shame. So hopefully everybody understood that and don't get simple and start talking crazy. You know, Qatazap was, see, I don't like him. He was talking about people with, no, that's not what it was. Please get your money in for your garment. Send that to your respective cities, to the respective sisters. It's different in every city, so if you, whatever city you in, make sure you get that money to the sisters in your city. We need the bread. We need the bread for to reserve the Passover spots. Y'all gonna mess around and have us not have a Passover spot. I'm blaming y'all. Obviously they ain't gonna let that happen, right? But I'm just letting you know, we're kind of waiting on everybody else. Ain't no money. Ain't no money. So,
How
we
much?
broke 5 broke. How much is it?
Yeah, like you're asking, please.
Oh, it's like $250 a family for the Passover. If you can do that, if you got to do less, that's fine. If you can do more, that's fine too. It always works out every year, right? Whoever give what they can give can give. You can't give nothing. Just RSVP and show up. That's fine too. We'll take care of it. We just got to know the good number of people you bring in. So RSVP, it's in the description. If you haven't already, make sure you do that so we can estimate food, and the location is based on how many people we have. So please keep that in mind. Yeah, we got Purim coming up, March 2nd to the 4th. Yeah, that's in a couple of weeks, so hopefully everybody participates with that. We went live, just so y'all know, we went live for the Sabbath because of the weather in Rochester. They should be back to normal, so Sabbath class should be live from the Rock with Zion and Shaquat. All right, so look out for that. I mean, other than that, oh yeah, look out for that second Ezra's Part 2 class coming. I've been trying to just get it out the way, working hard and diligent. It's a lot, but yeah. So look out for that on our backup channel. Other than that, if that's it, what we gonna say?
Shalom.
What we gonna say, class?